Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. Today's practice is for those of you who experience high blood pressure, also known as hypertension. So yoga in general is good for high blood pressure, but today's practice we use some specific poses that are good for high blood pressure. So we will be doing some inversions, but they'll be supported and they hopefully should be nice and gentle to help to calm the nervous system, help to start to lower blood pressure and balance anxiety. Of course though, listen to your own body. If anything doesn't feel right, please miss it out. If you feel like it's best, please check with your doctor first, depending on your specific symptoms. Not everything is always the best. This is a general practice for high blood pressure, so do look after yourself and make sure this is the right practice for you. But when you're ready, you will need a bolster if you have one, but if you don't worry. Cushions work, pillows, sometimes sofa cushions can be useful. Anything you can get hold of that's sort of comfy. Rolled up mats can be useful too, rolled up towels. Some blocks or bricks are also helpful. Again, if you don't have yoga blocks or bricks, don't worry. Big books will do the job, or a solid box, whatever you've got to hand. And a blanket is always useful. Again, you can use a towel here if you don't have a blanket, whatever you've got. So when you're ready, gather your things, make sure you've got something comfortable on, and come and join me on the mat. Wonderful. So we're going to start this practice with something called Nadi Shodhana, which is a pranayama practice, which is our breathing in yoga. So Nadi Shodhana is designed to balance the nervous system. So often when we are experiencing high blood pressure, it is related to anxiety and getting maybe a little bit too far into the sympathetic state. Obviously there is also genetic high blood pressure. However, even with genetic high blood pressure, balancing the nervous system can help with that too. So this breathing practice balances the nervous system. So it helps to balance that parasympathetic, which is the rest state, and the sympathetic, which is the fight and flight state. So to do this pranayama, we use a mudra called Nasagra mudra. So you use your right hand, first two fingers on the eyebrow centre, thumb on the right nostril and ring finger on the left. So we're just going to gently close the eyes. And before we change or alter the breath, just take a moment drawing the awareness in. Your left hand can always be in chin mudra, resting on the knee. So that's the thumb and index finger together. This is a nice centering mudra. It can help enhance the breath practice of Nadi Shodhana. Just become aware of the breath, breathing through the nose as best as you can. Gently trying to deepen the inhale and lengthen the exhale. Allowing the center to expand with the inhale and settle with the exhale. Lovely. And when you're ready, you're just going to gently close the left nostril with the ring finger. Inhale through the right, close the right gently, open the left, exhale left. So inhale through the left, close the left, open the right, exhaling right. So we're inhaling right, close the right nostril with the thumb, open the left, exhale left. Inhaling through the left nostril, close the left nostril, open the right, exhale right. So continue like this in your own time, inhaling right, exhaling left, Inhaling left and exhaling right. At any point, if you feel short of breath, just lower the hand and just return to breath awareness. Or just take a few regular breaths in between and come back to Nadi Shodhana. Try not to rush the breath, but equally try not to force it to slow down. Just find that point where you're encouraging the breath to lengthen, encouraging it to move from one nostril to the other, but not forcing. Such an integral part of our yoga practice is to find that balance between encouraging but not forcing. It can be applied to your everyday life as well. So often we start to experience anxiety and stress when we feel the need to force things. So sometimes life moves with a bit more ease when we encourage rather than force. So we're just going to practice one more round of Nadi Shodhana. And then the next time you exhale through your right nostril, just lower the hand, bring that right hand down onto the knee in Chin Mudra like the left. And just take a moment being aware of the effects. Lovely. When you're ready, just bring the chin down towards the chest. Gently flutter the eyes open. Maybe giving the shoulders a little roll back. Release the hands and a little roll forward. Lovely. So you're then going to grab your bolster or cushions if that's what you've got instead. We're going to come into a supported cobbler pose. So soles of the feet are coming together, knees rolling out. You're going to pop your bolster either on top of the feet or it can go in front of the feet. And you can use as much padding as you like here. So I've got my bolster and then I'll fold forward over the bolster, bringing my forehead to rest down on the bolster. If you find it a little bit better to be higher up, then grabbing yoga blocks or books, popping them underneath the bolster so you've got a little bit more lift. Pop extra cushions on, however is best. And just letting the knees roll out, let the body rest down. Hands can rest down wherever's best. You can always come up onto the bolster. And try to really be aware of the breath. So continuing just that steady inhale and exhale through the nose. Trying as best as you can to make the inhale and exhale the same length. Great. So nice and slowly, just bringing yourself up, leaving your padding in front of you if you can. You're just going to move the feet out from underneath it, spin the feet round, and come to tabletop position, ready for cat-cow. So having your padding between the hands, wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. So our inhale, we're looking up, sending the heart forward. The exhale will round the back, belly button coming up towards the spine. And just flow with that breath. Inhaling to look up, exhaling to round. Right, so cat-cow is a great one for stimulating the vagus nerve. So our vagus nerve regulates that anxiety. So this is a really good one for high blood pressure because it helps with that calming. And we're going to come to a nice neutral spine. Sorry, I should have tied my hair up. It's chaos. You're going to take the hands, just one hand span in front of the shoulders. Tuck the toes, press into the hands, send the hips up and back, coming into down dog with your head resting on the bolster. So now you might need to do a bit of adjusting here. So my bolster is just the right height for where my head wants to be in down dog. However, you might find you need to add some extra, so you can add things like a blanket so that your head can really rest down. You can pop the blocks underneath bolsters or cushions again, just however's best so that you can rest your head onto that padding. Knees can always be bent as well. You don't have to have the heels down towards the mat. Trying to send that tailbone up towards the ceiling. We're just going to hold for a couple of breaths, which you probably have been doing whilst I've been chatting away. Then we're going to pop the knees down, sit back onto the heels, coming into a supported child's pose, resting the head down on the bolster or your padding. Whilst you rest there, I'm just going to tie my hair up so that it stops getting in the way. Lovely. And then we're going to give that another go. So, bringing yourself up, tuck the toes, press into the hands, send the hips up and back. To try and keep the breath nice and steady here again. So, although we've come into an inversion with downward facing dog, because we've got that little support for our head, that should hopefully make it slightly more relaxing. Try and keep the breath steady and level, keeping the heart rate nice and calm. And again, we're just going to pop the knees down, sit back on the heels, have a little settle back into that supported child's pose. Lovely. And then just once more, bringing the weight forward, tuck your toes, send the hips up and back. Lovely. So then we're going to pop the knees down. This time you're going to sit yourself back, spin the feet round, shuffle yourself forward so that your block is either between the feet or it can be on top of the legs again. Add any extras you want to, so add in blankets or blocks. And then we're just going to fold over the padding, coming into a supported forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Head can be to the side, or if you prefer, having the forehead on the end of the padding. I sometimes like to pop the bolster on the tops of my feet as well, because then I get a bit of a stretch through the tops of my feet. It feels quite nice. Right, we're just going to take one more breath here. And then nice and slowly bringing yourself up. Put the padding just to the side. So we're going to come into our final pose, which is Viprakarani, legs up the wall. So you can always do this one by putting your legs up the sofa or a chair, whatever's best. But you're just going to shuffle the hips up to the side of the wall or sofa and then spin the feet round. It's a bit of an inelegant one to try and get into, so you need to do a bit of shuffling up towards the wall so your sit bones can be as close to the wall as possible. Legs either straight, or you can have a bend in the knees, feet on the wall. Other options are to pop a blanket underneath the hips. That can feel quite nice because it just tilts the tailbone a little bit more, adds a bit more of a inversion. I would recommend, just for now, sticking with only a blanket or one block. You can go for having the bolster underneath the hips as well, but with the goal being to lower the heart rate, just for now, keep it as a bit more of a gentle inversion and just go for a blanket or a block. And let the eyes gently close. Hands can be resting on the centre or they can be out to the sides. It can be quite nice to have the left hand over the heart centre and the right hand over the stomach. And as you inhale, notice the belly pressing into that right hand. Again, breathing through the nose as best as you can. Knowing that you have everything you need in this moment. Any stresses or tensions from the day, just let them melt away into the mat. And just allow your mind and body to become calm and relaxed, even if it's just for a few moments. Just letting go, just for this time. So if you have time, I'd recommend just staying here for a little while, or you can come into Shavasana and go into a meditation. But if this is all you have time for today, we'll just draw the knees in, rocking yourself onto one side, just resting on one side for a moment, and resting the head in the hand. Nice and slowly drawing yourself back upright and coming back towards the mat. Great. Well, thank you for joining me in this practice. Let me know how you get on, if it's helped. Leave me a comment below. As always, if you can subscribe to my channel, I really appreciate it. It means I can keep providing these videos for you for free. I really enjoy doing them, so that would be really great. Yeah, and hopefully see you here again soon. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.